Hello, Anals! This is Fumi Abe here to tell you about 2 Hack City comedy shows coming to New York City and Los Angeles. If you're in those 2 cities, listen up. February 11th, we're going to be at Uni Hall at 7:30. Me, Fumi, and Mike will both be there. I'm going to be in town, so it's going to be crazy. And then if you're in LA, February 26th, I'm going to be at the Airliner at 8 p.m. That's going to be our first Hack City LA show. So if you're in the greater LA area, we would love to absolutely see you. Go to fumiabe.com for tickets. That's FUMIABE.com.
In Sleeping Beauty, there's a dragon.
Yes.
I would rather fight a dragon than have a heartfelt conversation with my mom. Okay? I would rather do that. I would fight the dragon first.
And welcome back to another episode of Asian Not Asian Podcast, a podcast where 2 Asian guys not from Asia talk about American issues no American cares about. I'm your host, Fumi Abe.
And I'm Mike Nguyen.
Today is Saturday, January 29th. We hope that this podcast finds you after that good old morning dump, baby. I hope you're listening to it after that good old morning dump. Don't you feel so good after that?
I feel cleansed, baby. You know?
It gives me so much anxiety to go to work and or school without having pooped.
Oh my gosh, bro. I feel when I don't do that, my body knows and it goes into lockdown.
The whole thing shuts down?
And it's just going to be like, no one in or out the whole day. Okay?
That's so funny.
And then once you get back and you're safe,
yeah,
you're all good, baby. You're all
oh my
good.
gosh, what a sensitive body you have. Let's go see a doctor. Okay, go on.
Yeah, so if you know what, if you're taking a dump right now and you're listening to us on the Apple podcast app, please leave us a review, hit it 5 stars, leave us a comment, let us know how your movement is going, and if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, let us know in the comments. When do you like to let loose, if you know what I'm saying? And finally, if you're on Spotify, this is a new thing. If you're on Spotify, you can leave a review. You can hit 5 stars and be sure to follow us on Spotify. And of course, tell all your friends. That's the most important thing.
Tell your friends. Before we start this podcast, we always like to give a shout out to our newest Patreon subscribers. What is Patreon? It is the best way to support this podcast. It is this website where you can give us money. And in return for that money, you get things like a shout out on the podcast. We sign into your DMs. You can pitch your race news. So definitely check us out at patreon.com/AsianNotAsianPod. And all that money goes to pay for our editor, our hosting services, our producers, our social media managers. So it really does help. So if you like what we've been putting down, if you're picking up what we're putting down,
yep.
Please go to that website and give us your money. Here we go. The newest people for this week. And by the way, we're going to try to guess your ethnicity based on your last name. That's one of the games that we play.
Part of the fun.
Here we go. Patrice Kingsley, parentheses, what's knee? N-E-E. And knee Mobley.
Nay.
Oh, nay. That's how you spell nay? I thought it was N-A-Y.
I think.
Damn.
Well, it has usually has an accent mark. I knew this would trip you up. This is why I put this in there.
You put knee Mobley. But
yeah.
So this is Kinesis' sister.
That's right.
This is Kinesis' sister. This is Kinesis' twin sister.
Are they twins?
They're twin sisters, yeah. Or no, I lied.
Oh.
They're not.
No,
I don't know. I actually do not know. I think they are.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. She's a fan of the pod. She DMs me sometimes. She DM'd me when I had that episode about depression. So she's a depressed honorary Asian. She's not Asian. She's black.
That's so nice.
Kenise is black, and it would be weird if Kenise was black and she was Asian. So they're both black. And yep. So she's an honorary depressed Asian. Thank you so much for your contribution. I think you're a lawyer. I think she's a lawyer or something. So I think she's doing okay. So I hope you give us a lot of money. And
yeah, thank you very much.
Anything you'd like to say to Patricia, Mike?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for the money, and then also, what is it? I don't know. Thanks for holding it down for comedy siblings. I feel.
Yeah, comedy siblings. Yeah.
My God, they really take a lot of shit from us.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Patricia. Next we have Gian, Giann.
Yeah, Gian.
Chinese.
I think it's Chinese. Okay. It's a cool Chinese name too.
It's a cool
with
Chinese
2 N's.
name.
It's like a Gen Z update to Gian, just a regular Gian.
Okay,
yeah.
little Chinese girl eating ass. Okay, Gen Z. Okay,
is that what Gen Z does? Okay, I thought that was our thing. Okay, all right. Then the next one we got Jack Tran. Tran,
but spelled Jac.
Jac. So I don't know. I like purposely didn't look this person up, but it could be short for Jacqueline. In which case, hey, Jacqueline.
Hey.
Jacquelines are babes.
That's a
Jacqueline
cute
Tran.
name. I had a crush on
Real
a
cute
Jacqueline
name.
in high school. She now works for a bank, but still
Yeah.
cute.
I have a crush on this Jacqueline Tran.
Tran.
But if it's Jack, still got a crush. Still got a crush.
This person's Vietnamese though.
Vietnamese for sure. Vietnamese, yeah. Thanks for the money.
And last but not least, we have Dan Guan. Guan.
Guan.
Guan.
Guan. You know, I wanted to say Chinese originally, Guan, but something is Guan. You know
There's
what I'm
something
saying?
tropical happening here. I see coconuts.
Yes.
I see coconuts.
A little tropical.
I'm thinking...
Maybe this is a Chinese Samoan guy. Huh?
That, I'm thinking... Or maybe like Indonesian or something.
Yo, yes.
I think he's Indonesian. Yeah.
This guy can cook like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
say that.
His
So
fucking
good.
papaya salad, it's out of this world.
Oh, shit.
Okay?
Oh, my God. It's
I don't even know. Did they do papaya salad down? I don't even know. But
I don't even know.
Thank you so much, Dan. You are a Indonesian Asian, and we gotcha. And let us know if we're wrong. We love you guys. Thank you so much for donating. If you want to get in on this game, please go to patreon.com/Asian.AsianPod. Moving on, Mike and I like to ask each other what kind of Asian we were this week to start off the pod to figure out what it means to be Asian American. So, Mike, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I was a monolingual Asian. Okay?
So basic.
So the Sympathizer, which is now being developed into a TV series. We got all sorts of like famous people attached to it. The director who did the Handmaiden, I believe, is on it. And what's his name? Robert Downey Jr. All right, all these people, and it's a great book. If you haven't read it, please go check it out, and please check out our interview with Viet Thanh Nguyen when he reluctantly came on the show to talk to us about it. But they're making it to a TV show, and so they're looking for actors. And several people have told me to do this. Like one of my friends is told me to do this. Is like a writer, told me to do this. One of my, some other random people on Instagram would tag me on some posts. Viet Thanh Nguyen is like putting out there on his Instagram, so people are tagging me in the comments and shit like that. People are trying to get me to do this, and here's the thing: the Sympathizer is great kind of study about what it means to be part of two worlds, and that's the whole thing about this protagonist. And he, in the book, speaks English perfectly, and I think speaks some French, but is also Vietnamese. So all the roles for this series, you got to be able to speak English very well, fluent, and Vietnamese very well, fluent. I'm an American, okay? I was born and raised in Texas. I barely speak English. This is the only language I speak, and it sucks. It sucks, man. I saw the sides for this thing. The sides are, for people who don't know who are not in the biz, it's like a portion of the script
that you read for like an audition.
You read for an audition, and there's different roles. So there's like the main character, then there's his best friend who's like this cold-blooded killer, and there's like his other best friend who's like this whole other thing. But these are Vietnamese characters. They're Vietnamese. So some of the sides are in English, because they'll talk in English to each other, and then some of the sides are in Vietnamese, like Vietnamese as a motherfucker. Okay, do not speak that language, and it fucking breaks my heart. I couldn't even. I was like, maybe I could fake it, I could maybe I could do the English sides and then tell the people I don't speak Vietnamese. If you got me like a really good tutor, maybe I could pick it up, but I don't think so. It would be so glaringly obvious to anyone who speaks Vietnamese that I don't really speak Vietnamese, that it would kind of ruin it. And I don't want to do that. Okay, this is art, and I'm not going to ruin it with my terrible acting / monolingual skills.
So you're saying every role that they're casting for requires you to speak both languages? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I think every Vietnamese role that they're going to cast. And there's a lot of Vietnamese people, right?
I'm trying to think of the book. I'm trying to think of like people in the book who were like Asian but not American. There was specifically a journalist at the Occidental College who he fucking killed because he was getting on his case.
Spoiler alert, by the way. But yes,
this book has been out for like fucking 10 years, so everybody chill.
Yeah. But that guy is Vietnamese American.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe he might be okay. Maybe
I know.
Maybe.
Mike, I mean, let's be honest.
But, here's
I
the
love
thing.
you, buddy, but were you gonna get the main role? No, that's okay. Like, you could just go for these other roles, right?
No, but like, what? Like that guy, if that guy speaks any Vietnamese at all, I can't do it.
But he doesn't.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
doesn't.
Well, we don't know that. I don't know that. This has been redone for the show, right? So, like, yes, maybe. I mean, here's the thing. Maybe I should do it anyways, but I was like, give me the side that Robert Downey Jr. got, okay? I'm not going to... You already cast him. I get it.
That's really interesting that you bring this up, because I feel like there are a lot of scripts coming out with like that are like bilingual scripts, and it's interesting because I think there are a lot of Asian Americans who are like you, or not even just Asian Americans, but a lot of just people of color who are like, yeah, I'm Dominican, but my Spanish fucking sucks ass. Like, I know, like, our buddy Christian Ramirez, that's his whole thing. He like doesn't speak his Spanish is like so bad, and it's like embarrassing for him to like have dinner with his grandparents or whatever it is. But it's sad because now all these stories are being produced in the form of movies and TVs, and that's amazing because you're so proud of these stories, but then you get there and you can't even fucking do it because you don't know the mother tongue. And that's like, I'm sure the same thing is happening to like Pachinko. I think they're making that into a TV show.
Yeah.
And it's there are plenty of Korean American kids who don't know how to speak Korean, or they're Korean as shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, what about that movie that came out that have
The Farewell.
That one, and what's the one with Steven Yeun in it? Minari, right? Like, he is Korean American, and his Korean is pretty good for a Korean American person. But like on more than one occasion, I've read either stupid internet comment or somebody has said, "Oh, his Korean," because he plays like a Korean guy. He's like a Korean dad.
Yeah,
and people are like, "Oh, well, his Korean kind of took it out of me," So now, like, I guess I get what you're saying, but like, you just like, as a Asian American person, you're getting like, even when there's a new possibility, when there's a new chance for you to get on screen, just kidding, no, it's not.
No,
it's just
not.
like it's just another it's another way for me to get rejected, which is great. Thanks. I mean, Mike, here's the thing, and I am a huge fan of Viet Thanh Nguyen. I'm so glad that Sympathizer is coming out. It's a great thing. I'm so glad. I cannot wait for the Vietnamese person from Vietnam who's going to become famous from this, because it's not going to be an American person. Like, I mean, listen, I know there are some people who can speak Vietnamese real good, like people who are, like me, second generation, but like, to a native speaker, you're still sound American, like there's just no way to get around it.
Well, have you ever considered this, when people shit on Steven Yeun for his Korean, have you ever thought that movie, it's an American movie, it's meant for Americans, people who live here?
Well, that's
I think the majority of the people who watched Minari did not speak Korean and did not care. I mean, I was one of those people. I agree, right? Because it had international appeal. It wasn't a Korean movie. It was just like an Asian American story. You know what I'm saying? And so
I agree, and that's what I sort of say about it. And like, come on, give a fucker a break. This guy's like trying to fucking do his thing.
I don't know,
but yeah,
I don't know if you saw me, but I also tagged you in that thing, and I think there's a role you could absolutely play that doesn't require Vietnamese skills, and that is the squid that the main character.
Oh, the squid that gets fucked.
Yes, you should.
No. I can't. That squid is Vietnamese.
Oh,
did
shit.
You know that?
Yeah, you're right.
That's a Vietnamese squid.
I forgot.
It's a different thing.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Best case scenario, best case scenario, I'm a squid from Boston. Okay, I'm a Boston squid. Hey, you want to get fucked, huh? You want to get fucked, huh? That's my Boston squid, and that's as good as it gets. So, anyways, that was me. I'm a monolingual Asian. Actually, real quick before I ask you what kind of Asian you were, I did want to learn Vietnamese better. I'm gonna like do Vietnamese Duolingo.
Yeah.
And like learn some sort of like, I don't know what they teach you. It's like, the fish is in my pants. Whatever Duolingo phrases. And I think it'd be fun. And I'm going to try to do this by forgetting about trying to get the word, the accent right. I think that's what's fucking me up. I'm just gonna like have a weird American accent, and if you don't it,
that's fine.
That's fine. That's me, man. I'm a monolingual Asian. That's who I was. How about you, Fumi? What were you?
This week I was in need of a dad Asian, and what happened is I've been in the market for a car, and so I've been talking to some people on Facebook Marketplace, and I met a guy, and You know, it's scary buying from a private seller, obviously for a lot of reasons. There's like this, you know, this guy could just stab me and take my money. You know, I don't know what I'm looking at when I open the hood, things like that. And
Yeah.
you know, he was nice and we were like sort of negotiating, but the whole time I just wish that I had like a white dad with me, if that makes sense. I feel like I know a lot of people shit on white people, but I feel like a white dad from Wisconsin, very good at negotiating used car deals.
Oh, yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel if you want to get into negotiating, having an Asian auntie with you is real good.
But Asian auntie is they're offensive, and so that's good at the market if you're trying to buy like a jackfruit, but it's not good if you're trying to buy something for like tens and thousands of dollars, because like if you make them mad, it's game over. You know what I mean?
Oh, word? I don't know about that.
I
But
think
yeah,
so.
okay, go ahead. Yeah,
well,
okay.
because I think like that's the problem with like Asian heckling is like, or not heckling, haggling is.
I see.
They
You're-
just
it's
you know
like
what I
a
mean?
game where
I could
you're
show you a
kinda arguing a
Mercedes.
little bit.
I could show you like a 2021 Mercedes, and then your aunt will be like $37. Like that's where she'll start, and it's like, okay, well, it's like now I'm gonna ask you to fuck off. You know what I mean? So I feel like white dads are very good at like the political, like, you know, like, how you doing today? Oh, our kids go to school together.
I see.
Jackie's so good at soccer. Boom, $7,000 off. Like just like
see.
that. You know, I need that white dad
Okay.
magic. A lot of people talk about black girl magic these days. I would like to summon the white dad magic for used
I don't know.
car sales.
I feel what you're saying, but I feel like people put too much stock into white dads. Like they know everything. Like they know how to do a lot of stuff. They really know how to do two things: barbecue, pretty
Yeah.
good, and
Yeah.
make a deck. Right? I can
That's
understand
true.
that.
That's true. That's
Build
true.
a deck, super
Yeah.
good at that. Go to the lumber yard, negotiate the shit out of lumber.
Yeah.
I feel that. That's,
Yeah.
That's you. You definitely want like a Dan with you there.
Yeah,
A Randy.
I want a Randy.
Maybe, you know what? If you were to buy a boat, I get the boat. I get the boat situation.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
yeah.
wait, so you're trying to buy a car, and have you like started closing in on a deal for a car?
Kind of. So I took it to a shop. There's some things wrong with it. I asked him. I was like, take this. This is how much it costs to fix this. Take this off the asking price. He was like, no. And so now I'm just like, okay, we'll take half of it off, and then he hasn't responded. So we'll see.
Shit.
But you know what? You know how I've been like kind of hating on LA. When I was test driving the car, I felt so free, man. I felt so fucking free
you're driving?
in that Honda Fit, man. I was on the highway. I was on the highway,
That's
bro.
your
and I was
that's your 65. That's your 69 Mustang.
I was like-
Is a 2010 Honda
it's
Fit.
so like, Honda Fit's so cute, but it's so hilariously slow. But I was just like, I can go anywhere in this thing. It'll just take me a
Yeah.
long time, but I'll get. Like, I just
It'll
felt
take
like
a while.
I just felt like in the car, I was like, oh wow, I haven't driven in a while, in the city that I live, and I was just like, wow, I could just go to like Vegas right now if I wanted to. I felt so free,
Oh wow.
That's a way to that's how a man achieves freedom, I think, to his vehicle. I don't know. I'm turning into a white dad. I guess what I'm trying to say.
You really are. I am here for that.
Call me Randy.
It
Call me
feels
Randy.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to hear what kind of Asian our guest has been this week. Our guest this week. Just an amazing, hilarious comedian person. She's got all these credits, but her biggest one is that she ditched us 2 weeks ago. Isn't that right, Mike? Isn't that right?
Huge credit.
Isn't that right?
Massive credit.
She left us hanging.
There's
And we
no
had
way
a-
to beat that.
We had a good episode planned that day. We had a lot of like things to talk about in the current events. Where like I think she would have a really good take on this. Didn't even show us. And I said, "What happened? Did you get in a car accident? Did you, I don't know, bite your tongue or something? Something happened to your body?" Nope. She
Yeah.
just was sleeping. She was sleeping. She was
I
sleeping
respect
in.
that. Yeah.
But anyway, she's here today, so
Yes.
we can't shit on her too much. We love her. She's a comedian, actor, writer. Give it up for the hilarious Danielle Perez.
Hi.
Hey,
Can
we
you
made it.
believe
We did
I
it.
went from my bed, which is behind me, to my computer now.
Oh
I
my
made
God.
it.
But you like
Bright and
did your
early.
hair and had
You look
makeup
great.
on. You look great. This is
You got your nails?
Thank you.
Oh
Well,
my
you said,
God.
the email said we have to watch Encanto. We have to watch this TikTok. You will be filmed. I'm like,
You will be
okay,
filmed,
now,
yes.
Production value.
Oh
you
my
guys.
God.
Yeah, I mean, and I have to say too that up until the minute that you signed on, we had no idea if you were going to show up again. We had no idea.
had no idea.
You
because
had
you
sent me DMs on Instagram.
so many DMs,
yesterday.
emails,
Everything.
You know,
We
we're
couldn't
like,
get a
okay,
hold of
someone
you.
drive by our house and see if she's there. No idea. And then you showed up at like 12:29. You're like, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
We're
It's a
glad you're here
miracle.
now.
It's a miracle.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for joining us. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Okay, wait. You don't need a white
go.
dad. You need my dad. Okay,
Who's your
my
dad?
Here we go.
Dominican dad.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm born and raised in LA. My dad's been here for like almost 40 years. He's got a car guy.
You talking about Papi Perez?
When you were talking about being on Facebook Marketplace,
Yeah.
I was like, what is wrong with you, Fumi?
What do you mean?
On TV. Like, what is that? That's not, I'm like, you don't just need a white dad. You need a black mom. Like,
Oh shit! Yes.
to get
Someone
you out
help
of
him.
trouble.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
In
You're
places
right.
where you shouldn't be.
You're right. I'm hanging in the wrong streets. I'm hanging in the wrong streets.
But Dr. Freddie Perez is going to hook you up. I'll get you in touch with
Is he
him
really a
and
car
his
guy?
car guy.
What do you mean he's a car?
Yeah,
He's
my dad isn't a car guy, but he has a car guy.
What do you mean?
My dad's
Oh, he has a car
for
guy.
everything,
Oh.
straight up.
But car guy as in
Yeah.
somebody who can get me a car or someone who's going to repair a car?
someone who can get you a car. Who
I'm
like,
okay.
works in
If,
used cars.
if this does not work out, I'm literally going to text you and I'm going to have a conversation with Papi.
The guy literally just said he will not pay for the work that needs to be done to your car. Fumi.
Is this a red sign, you think?
Time to walk
Is this a red
away.
flag?
Yes. It's a red flag.
Well, there
It's
were
all
like
the
it was
flags.
like just because
It's
the
a color
car it's
guard.
because the car is old and I don't think he ever took it in
What
for
year
like
is it?
it's a 2010. It's
Oh
12
my
years
God, okay,
old.
You're buying a 10-year-old car that already needs that much work. Fumi.
yeah.
No.
I'm asking him to cut
Come
the
on.
price.
Connect to this Dominican network. Okay.
All right,
that we've
okay,
got.
okay.
Tap
okay,
into it.
okay.
It's a resource available to
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna
I
call
do
your dad.
think that's the same thing. There is an underground Vietnamese network of Corollas that are floating around in
Yeah.
Southern California. And
Get a
here's
Corolla.
here's the thing that people don't know. There's not that many Corollas. It's just that we Vietnamese people, we just keep handing them off to each other. And that's what all we do. That's how our economy is based, off of Corollas. So I
Those
think
are great cars.
they're great cars. And especially the new ones. They're real nice.
Oh yeah, they're
So
fucking
think
cool.
about it. Think
Well,
about
thank you so much for this advice.
Unsolicited
I
advice.
love it. I love it. I don't know what I'm doing. I am on. You're right. What am I doing on Facebook Marketplace? I have money
Please
now.
don't
What am
mind
I
Maybe that
doing
is
there?
the way.
10-year-old car. That is like, I'm just like.
It's 12
Fumi,
years
you
old. It's
just
12 years
have
old.
A target on your back. You're just like, I'm moving to LA. You know, people move to New York and I'm like, I'm going to make it in this town.
And then that's how you end up with no pants, in the middle of
Oh God.
whatever.
I
Figueroa.
I had to go to
Exactly.
Walnut. I had to go to Walnut, California to see this
Oh
car.
my God, you're already out in Walnut trying to stop.
Is that
Okay,
bad?
We can't.
Is Walnut
It's
bad?
far.
How did you
Very
get
far.
there?
It's unnecessary.
My Uber cost me
It's
$55.
very east.
I don't know what I'm
You
doing.
Ubered there? Oh my gosh.
Uber there. He's already invested. He's already dumped too much money into
Yeah,
this car. Into
you're
this
already
10-year-old
sunk in.
hoopty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to get into
Okay.
it, but used cars are very expensive right now, and the price is
the whole
good.
thing.
And I think if he would just address these things, I would
Look at it.
I would buy
he's
it.
he's so already into it. That's why you need
He's
need someone
digging his heels in.
get that
Wait,
Dominican
does
dad
this sound
right
like
away.
a red flag? I'm being completely serious. Should I not even entertain this
Ask
idea?
in the comments. Please sound off.
Sound
off.
Sound off in the comments. Sound off.
Let us know.
Let me know if this 10-year-old car that the seller refuses to knock off the value for the price it's going to take to fix it is worth it.
That's so funny.
Danielle, well, you heard what kind of Asian we were this week. What kind of Asian were you this week?
Am I allowed to be Asian? I'm
Yes.
Dominican.
No, it's fine. It's a
Okay.
concept.
Yeah, yeah.
Being Asian
We're
is a
about to
concept.
talk about all.
Concept.
That's
Asian
the
is
whole
a
theme of the
concept.
episode. Is like
Honestly,
Asian people.
I was a very.
It's a concept. We also think, yeah.
I was a studious Asian. I did my work Asian.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
whoa.
Yeah.
What happened?
What
What
happened?
happened?
What's going on?
I started working on my taxes. What?
Ooh.
Ooh, sending emails, replying to emails in a timely fashion.
Not ours, though. Not our email.
Oh my God. I learned my lines for an audition. I did that. I did the work. I turned it in. You know?
That's
Yeah.
a lot. That's a lot
Okay.
for a comedian. 2 emails
That
and
is a lot.
2 emails and a self tape. Woo!
I was gonna say.
I mean, basically,
Yeah.
I was like, I was gonna say I was like Malala, but like, that's like being a good person, and like,
Yeah.
really, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
respond to your
Let's not
email, but,
confuse it. Yeah. That's good.
No,
That's
love.
good. We're so glad. I mean, so we want to talk to you. You know, Fumi is out here almost getting his kidneys stolen from him in LA,
Basically,
out in
yeah.
Walnut, which is cool. But you've been out in LA for a minute.
You're a LA
Yeah,
girl.
I'm born and raised. LA.
That's
You were
crazy.
born and raised
LA
in
girl.
We
LA.
were talking about your friend who's Dominican who like speaks terrible Spanish. I was like, oh, they're talking about me. And
Well, you know what's interesting is like, so like the word Dominican has a lot of weight in New York because of how many New York Dominicans there are. It's like very much part of New York culture, and you cannot get away with it. And
totally.
Like you can use it as a joke. Like people get what you're talking about.
Get the reference.
People know what you're talking about.
Like, I can't tell you when I hear the word Dominican, I always think of this guy at this deli I used to go to. He would always give me a shot when I would buy like Snickers or something there. Like,
that's incredible.
You know, he's
a
like
shot, like a
I'm
shot of
not
like
joking.
rum or something.
He just had shots, like the guy in Bushwick. I don't know if you've done that show, Peaches and Cream. The deli that's connected to it. That guy gives you shots.
Oh yes,
and he always calls me Poppy, which I love. I love.
Oh
being
my
called
god,
Poppy.
that's the best. It's like the best feeling in the world.
But in LA, like I mean, obviously there are a lot of Hispanic people here. Mainly, I think they're Mexican. But there's not a lot of. I don't see a lot of Puerto Ricans. I don't see a lot of Dominicans. And so when I found out you were Dominican, I was like, okay, I knew there was like a New York vibe about you. You know, this is cool. This is cool.
That's so funny that you say there's a New York vibe about me, because when I go to New York, Dominicans are like, what is wrong with this girl? They're like, she looks like us, but she's acting wild.
Yeah.
It is. They are very confused.
Yeah.
So how did you end up in LA? You said you describe yourself as being the only Dominican in LA, which
Like the only Dominican. That's what it felt growing up here.
Yeah.
And I have a sister. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's very isolating.
Yeah.
There's no community here for Dominicans?
There is. It's very small. Like when I was younger, my dad would go to like these Dominican parties, but it's like very spread out. It's not like geographically there's like an area where like all Dominicans, like, you know, New York, Washington Heights or something like that. Like Echo Park used to have like a pretty decent Cuban population, but like gentrification has like blown that away.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, like growing up here, it's mostly like, you know, Mexican, Central American, Salvadorian. My parents were born in DR. Then they immigrated to New York when they were kids. They went to school in Boston. That's where they met. And they were like, oh, we don't have to live in the cold. So then they moved to LA, and then I was born in LA.
Oh, gotcha.
Dang. How come like, I mean, I guess they just wanted to do something different, you know? Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, basically, yeah. So they're out here, and it's wild. Like, there's like this other comic in LA, Cesar Lizardo, and he like was on stage and he said coño like during one of his sets, and I was like, wait a minute, are you Dominican? And he's like, yes. And I was like, I knew it. He was also born in LA, wild, grew up in Culver City.
Okay.
Random. But then like I asked him about like did you ever go to like those Dominican parties and stuff like growing up? He's like, yeah, my dad was like the president of that like organization.
What
and
is
then I
he?
asked my
Yep.
dad about it, and he's like, oh, I know his dad.
Oh,
his dad
shit.
wears light colored contacts.
Oh shit.
My dad was an eye doctor, so my dad gave me all the chisme, and then my dad was like, he's a good singer though.
I guess got so many questions. Okay, so first of all, what are these Dominican parties like? Is this through an association? Like
I don't think it's like an official like they take dues or anything like that, but I think it's just like a bunch of people just got together and like had parties. But like the last one I remember going to, I was like 13. It was at like the Hollywood racetrack, which I don't even think exists anymore. Not in Hollywood, in Inglewood. It is a like casino and racetrack.
Yep.
And
Classy.
Classy. And like I remember just like being in the bathroom, like the ladies' bathroom, coming out of it with like my baby G watch. You know, it was a tiny place.
The G-Shock.
And some guy just like looked me up and down, and I was so skeeved out, and I was like, I need to leave. I'm 13.
Wow.
Do you ever wish, you know, like you got, you know, you're seeing all the Dominican stuff happening out in New York, you know, you're seeing like Desert Miro, everybody, all this shit happening. Do you ever feel like, man, I wish I grew up in like a real Dominican like motherfucking neighborhood, you know? Do you ever feel like you missed out?
Yeah, like sometimes I'm like, I do wonder, it's like, what kind of person would I be
Yeah.
if I grew up
There you
like
go.
really surrounded by Dominicans?
She starts crying.
She's
crying.
Just starts cackling. Just starts cackling.
Emotionally distraught. I don't know if my family could survive that. They could barely deal with LA me.
Oh my God.
Do like
already being reckless enough out here with a driver's license.
when you like, because there's so few Dominicans out here, like when you were growing up, I'm sure you had just going to public school here or whatever it is, you know, I'm sure Or did you go to public school? I don't even know. Maybe you're private.
I went to Montessori school.
Oh,
wow.
shit.
It was a real Montessori.
Well, actually,
school
yeah, you went to school with Meghan Markle, so
you're very LA.
You know, that's.
And I went to high school and very LA, very like my mom did baby yoga.
Oh my God.
My parents are like from Silver Lake. You know,
what the fuck?
To like Rafi and shit, real free to be you and me shit.
Whoa.
Did other like are there
just very LA?
Very LA.
Do other Latin groups like say things about like Dominicans and stuff here? Because like you know what I mean? Because you're like different or like because like
well, it's less like Dominican specific and more just like colorism.
Yeah, okay,
shit,
that makes sense.
Classic.
Yeah.
Just classic colorism,
Classic.
racism. The hits.
The
basic ones.
Now that's what I call racism. 9.
I love that. Yo, we're gonna bring it back to 2006.
Just real like, are you black and Mexican?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of energy. Like my Nana, it's like, she's really on some. It's like, you do know.
Yeah.
We're black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like over Christmas, my sister's boyfriend is like African American, black. And my Nana just like really pulled out some slick shit. She really had to. We don't see her much because of COVID.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it safe. But she had to let us know she's still firing on all cylinders.
Wow.
She called him a monkey.
What?
Wow. In front to his face.
Yes.
In Spanish or in English?
Whoa.
In English.
Whoa.
In what? Like a friendly way or like a? What? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of a friendly.
But how do you? He just walked in and she said monkey.
Then she tried to clarify that what she meant was that in DR, the slaves wear pants that look like what he's wearing. And it's
wow.
Like, that's not
wow.
We're not in the Dominican Republic.
You know what I love? I love that explanation for racism had a historical lesson involved in it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay, now I learned something.
I'm educated.
Wow.
It's like, you're being a nasty me.
Wow. Well, I mean, how do you? What do they say to that? What did he say to that?
Yeah, jeez.
I mean, he got very upset. He went downstairs. I missed it. I was late.
Oh, you missed the racism.
Come on, this is what happens. You don't check your emails.
You're sleeping in.
You don't check in. You don't check your DMs.
On Christmas Eve, no, my dad had to. And here's the thing: like, my mom and dad have been divorced for like 35 years. So my dad is there having to like talk to my sister's boyfriend, then talk to my Nana and be like, you can't say that shit. What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
And then I show up, my sister's pissed.
Yeah.
And she's like, there is no alcohol here. So I had to Postmates vodka.
Whoa.
Postmates.
I had to Postmates vodka on Christmas Eve so that we could have dinner.
That's a beautiful LA story right there. Postmating
Vodka.
alcohol, vodka to a Christmas Eve party. Real quick too is you heard me talking about being a monolingual Asian. Can you relate to that? I mean, like, I grew up in Texas. There's a lot of Vietnamese people in California, but I didn't grow up with them. I didn't grow, it was my mom only. So like I was just like all in the English and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's kind of a thing, right? There's a lot of the Dominican people in New York, they retain that language, even if they're a couple generations in. Do you feel like, how do you feel about being, kind of like separated from that?
Yeah, I mean, it like does bum me out. But like Spanish was technically my first language.
Okay.
Like I pretty much just spoke Spanish until I was 5. Yep. But the thing is like both of my parents speak English. Oh, okay. Yeah. So Vietnamese was your first language?
It was until and then they actually were afraid I wouldn't speak English. Right, exactly. And then I spoke English, and now I can't get this job in Hollywood because of it. So.
I know. I still think you should audition. I really was going to send that to you. I saw
You're right.
I
should. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go for the squid roll. Okay. I think I'm real.
You gotta go for the squid.
I'm real slimy.
You would make a you would make a great squid. Yeah, you're good at fuck. You love getting fucked, Mike. You love it.
I really do. And I know how to please my man. So yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like I always hear like Dominicans if they. I think it's like other comedians, like Christian, who say like if they're in the neighborhood and like people are speaking Spanish to them, they don't speak Spanish, they get like roasted, which is like always a fun experience. I speak enough Vietnamese. Man. Let's just say I speak enough Vietnamese where I know when someone's roasting me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
for sure.
I know
Oh,
just
totally.
enough Vietnamese
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
somebody's like, your eyes look weird. I'm like, fuck. You know, like,
Yeah,
why do I
yeah.
know that? I know that phrase in Vietnamese. I just, you know.
The last time I was in DR, I was like 13 and I was with
Yeah.
my Nana, and I was getting my hair done like in town, and you know, the water goes out, whatever happens. But she left me there to like, I don't know, run some errands, do whatever. And it's like, I know what they're kind of saying to me, but I
Sure.
don't have the vocabulary to reply. So they just started calling me like the mute girl.
Wow.
I'm just sitting there like, I'm not stupid or dumb, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they're using it like that. And I'm just like, great, because I don't have the vocab. I stopped
Yeah.
speaking Spanish when I was 5. Like,
Yeah.
I can't respond to you. Or if I do, you're going to be like, what is wrong with you? Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
say something like un Coca-Cola, which like doesn't sound like anything, but it's
Yeah.
like, you
No.
dumb bitch, it's una. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man. Have you ever like gotten a part or something, or like wanted to go out for a role, but they required you to speak Spanish?
Yeah, there was like a VO for like this like very like they wanted a real like, you know, Caribbean accented like tia, like,
Yeah.
you know, ay Dios mío, like kind of,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, shit, like to
Yeah.
be going in and out of it. And it's like, I that's gonna
Yeah.
sound real wild coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, I feel
Spanglish
that.
isn't the default for me.
No.
Or
Yeah.
if it is, it's a very like I can make fun of like my parents and my Nana, but it doesn't sound like a real person talking, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it's more like I'm just like, you know how you like make fun of your family or friends and stuff like that. And it's like a heightened version of them, but it's not like, like if you actually took that in as like, this is a representation of
Right.
culture.
Right. Yeah, sometimes I can the closest I can get to speaking Vietnamese is kind of doing. There's like all these like hilarious Vietnamese English Instagram accounts that I follow where they will like dub. Like this guy will do like a very strong Vietnamese accent, like but VO something like VO. Peter Griffin on Family Guy, you know, but if he spoke with a Vietnamese accent, which is like hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, funny.
You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes I'm like, you know, if I listen to it enough, I'll do kind of like a accent that's in Vietnamese, and I'm like, oh, am I speaking Vietnamese now? Like, you know, like it feels that's like in the same part of my brain that's like,
Yeah.
you know, I just have to be like swear a lot and like get drunk, and then I'm like, all of a sudden I can speak Vietnamese again, you know? Like
Yeah.
I just have to have something like that.
I mean, yeah, like if I spent like a significant amount of time in a Spanish speaking country, I'm sure I'd be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'd pick it up enough, but
Right. There you go.
I know enough to I know enough to like communicate. I have Google Translate.
Yeah. I feel that.
read, you know?
Whoa, what was that?
Whoa,
Hey, that's
what
crazy.
is that sound?
It's nice.
It's the sound of another sale on Shopify, the all-in-one commerce platform to start, run, and grow your business. Shopify gives entrepreneurs the resources once reserved for big business, so upstarts, startups, and established businesses alike can sell everywhere, synchronized online and in-person sales, and effortlessly stay informed.
Scaling your business is a journey of endless possibility. I love how Shopify has the tools and resources to make it easy for any business to succeed from down the street to around the globe. Like mine, Shopify powers million businesses from first sale to full scale.
Reach customers online and across social networks with an ever-growing suite of channel integrations and apps, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, and more.
Gain insights as you grow with detailed reporting of conversion rates, profit margins, and beyond.
More than a store, Shopify grows with you.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify.
Go to shopify.com/Asian, all lowercase, for a free 14-day trial and get full access to Shopify's entire suite of features.
Grow your business with Shopify today. Go to shopify.com/Asian right now.
Shopify.com/Asian. Yo, Mike, I know you were growing your hair recently, and after it had grown, you were a little bit concerned about the way it was growing and perhaps how much hair you've lost over the years.
Word, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was growing out my hair for a little bit, and it was okay. It was okay. It didn't look too bad, but I was like, hey, man, you know what? There's some spots where I wish I had a little bit more. So, a little bit more coverage, you know what I'm saying? So what I started using Nutrafol.
Did you know that there are 5 root causes for thinning hair? Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. Environmental factors. Yeah, that's crazy. I live in LA. This is the dirtiest city in the world. This is why I'm thinning. This is why I'm thinning.
It really is. Okay. And you know what I liked about Nutrafol too is that it does a lot of different things. It's got, it improves hair growth, thickness, visible scalp coverage. It's got 21 potent natural ingredients that support sex drive, better sleep and less stress. So, it's kind of got a little bit of the whole package.
That's crazy because when I was taking that kind of the hair supplements back in the day, check out our previous episodes, there were a lot of stuff that said like it is going to decrease your sex drive. So it's crazy that this actually has it's not just neutral, it drives your sex drive. So you get hornier and your hair gets thicker. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in their hair growth and thickness after just 3 to 6 months.
And Nutrafol is trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors.
You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code ASIAN to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time.
Plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN.
Well, speaking of not being able to communicate with your familia, have we all seen Encanto? Have we seen Encanto?
Encanto. You told me, Fumi told me last week to watch it, and I did want to watch it. I feel sometimes I need to work my way up before I watch a Disney movie because they're
it's too powerful.
It's
too powerful, bro.
They're so good. But Encanto, and there's going to be spoiler alerts, but if we think about it, it's a beautiful movie. It starts, the action starts with genocide. That's the beginning action.
It's like, your village is pillaged.
Yes.
You know what's so funny?
You gotta flee.
In that scene, they didn't it was a silhouette of the soldiers who were killing them, but you could totally tell they're white because the hair. It was nice to
so they're Caucasian invasion.
They're like, we're not putting any labels. It's not a white guy. I was like, no, that's fucking. That's Hernan Cortez for sure. You know what I mean?
No, that's it's nobody. It's definitely not Mel Gibson. It's definitely not Mel Gibson. It just made me. I don't know, but that was the beginning action, and then from there it just kind of goes. But Fumi, you were telling me to watch it because you're like, it's an Asian movie, and I was
an
like,
Asian
what?
movie.
It's an Asian movie.
I think
that's what he said, and I
that's
see
what I got.
A lot of
that's what I took away.
similarities.
I took away from that movie. Well, apparently they're supposed to be
Asian in
Colombian.
Everything.
I see Asian in everything. There's an Asian in each one of you. Believe in yourself. You can all be Asian if you want to. No, we watched the movie. I mean, I don't know how we want to do this. I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much, but basically it's a Disney movie about this Colombian family, and their house is magic. The magic was granted to her grandmother when she was torn away from her family because a genocide happened, and her grandma's entire mission is to keep the house. Oh, and then all of the grandma's children, they get their own rooms in the magic house, and when they reach a certain age, they get magical powers. And the grandma's whole mission is to sort of maintain the power of the magic because it kind of that's how the community stays together. And there's other things that happen, but I don't know. Just initial thoughts.
Fumi, I want to know what you think the villain of the movie is.
Ooh. I know
what it is. Do you know?
Ooh.
The villain?
Ooh, yeah.
I feel this is some sort of English AP test.
This is an English AP test.
You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I only did the Cliff Notes. I didn't really watch the whole thing.
The villain, I mean, the real villain is the fucking people who traumatized grandma in the first place. The silhouettes. But this is a very short-sighted answer, but I have such an issue with the grandma. And that grandma reminds me of so many of my Asian American friends' parents, and it makes me so mad. And I know that...
That was so...
I know that what they do is it's kind of we're all programmed to act a certain way, and I understand that's what she's doing. But it just... From an outsider's perspective, it just reminds me of all my friends' moms, and it makes me so upset.
Danielle, I feel your eyes kind of lit up there. Okay, as the graduate student instructor for this AP English class, please tell us who the villain was.
Yeah, who's the villain is?
Yeah.
The villain is generational trauma, baby.
Boom, boom. I knew it. There you go.
There we go.
Ooh.
Yo, that's 4
Grandma
points on the
had
AP test.
trauma.
Yeah.
She's passing it down to her granddaughter.
Yes.
Having
Yes.
them living in fear that they
Yes.
need the magic, but the magic
Right.
is inside them the whole time.
I don't know how to talk about this without talking about the entire movie. I feel like if you haven't seen this, what we're talking about makes no sense so far.
Well, then make them watch it like you guys made me watch it.
Everybody needs to watch it. Everybody needs to
You
watch
should-
it.
Danielle didn't show up for the first podcast, so we're going to give her all this homework.
Yeah. I feel for sure, you should definitely check out the movie. It's
really cute.
It's very cute. It's a great movie. I've been secretly, because I have my own like little like small office nook in my apartment, and I'll just play the Encanto soundtrack like over and over and over again. But I don't want my wife to judge me, so like I just have it playing on my AirPods. But she watched it, she loved it. But it is very much about kind of like intergenerational trauma, and I feel it's an interesting take, Fumi, that you kind of because I can see what you're saying, like the grandmother is the villain, quote unquote, in the sense that like she experienced something bad and she's kind of like putting pressure on her children or her grandchildren, right? And I feel like, obviously the movie is not trying to say that grandparents are bad, but it's
Right.
like you do have this tension that goes, that people kind of don't say, and you're trying to do your best to like fulfill all your roles and shit. So in a way, you are like antagonistic with your parents
sure.
and your grandparents for a while, right? And I don't know,
Yeah.
Danielle, if you feel like that, like with your parents and then your grandparents and going up. I mean, there's already some antagonism sometimes when you go back to the DR and they're making fun of the mute girl who can't speak, Spanish. So yeah, I don't know if you had any thoughts like that.
Yeah, I mean, I do appreciate that. It's like, I mean, I don't honestly don't watch a ton of new Disney movies, but like,
Yeah.
I appreciate that it's like a more complex depiction of a grandparent, where it's
Yeah,
not, they're
good
all
point.
good or all bad. I
Right.
really
Yes.
do love that.
Yes.
And I feel like that is, I mean, especially just like, being Latina, being like the daughter of immigrants, like that shit is complicated. There's a
For
lot
sure.
of stuff on you that has, they've been through some shit. They've seen some shit. They have worked really hard to create a better life for you. And, it's coming from a good place. It is.
Yeah.
You have to remember that, but it doesn't always feel like it is.
Yeah,
For sure.
I mean, so for the listeners, I mean, this isn't the trailer, but like the story begins with the one of the daughters. She reaches a certain age and she doesn't have magic, so she doesn't get her own room, and all of her sisters
Right.
and cousins have magic, and so that's just like where the disconnect comes from. And one of the things that really spoke to me was at a certain point, like when the family is sort of like arguing and stuff about the responsibilities that they have, her relatives' magic start to weaken. So one of her sisters has super strength. She can like lift the building, but sometimes she feels weak. And we find out it's because to the grandma, that girl's never gonna be strong enough. Even though she can lift a church with her left hand, it's not enough for grandma, because grandma went through genocide, and so grandma thinks we need to be doing more. It's never enough. And so her not having a power, it almost doesn't matter, because even if she had a power, it wouldn't be enough for grandma. And the fact that she doesn't have one really sort of put a spotlight on that character flaw of the grandma. And that's the part that really, I don't know, it kind of struck a chord with me, because I feel like I see that with my friends, like, I mean, how many friends do you have who are like, Mike, you have so many friends who are like partners at their law firm. And I mean, you have some personal stuff going on too, but it's like, you can have all these things. You could be a partner at a law firm, and your parents may still be mad at you because you married a white guy or a Japanese guy or something. You know what I mean? Like just something. Like it's just never enough for you.
Absolutely. Danielle, are you the oldest?
I'm the oldest. Yeah.
Oldest. Yeah. I mean,
I'm
I
the
feel
oldest.
oldest kids, especially the oldest of immigrant kids, know. I mean, I related the most to the older to the daughter. Well,
to the
also
daughter.
to the uncle a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sorry. I know she was real cute. Like I related to the oldest daughter because the one who's really
perfect
strong.
one?
Because
Perfect hair with the perfect hair.
Yeah.
No. That's the I don't know which one that is, but whoever's
super strong one?
the strong one, the super
Yeah.
strong one. Not because I'm super strong, but because it's like I always felt like, just put on some more stuff to, what I'm saying, put more stuff on Mike. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
fine. He can handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I ended up moving thousands of miles away. So it's like, if this movie was accurate, there would be like, okay, now Maribel is going to move to New York City. You know, it's like that's the only way to do it.
She's gonna find herself, do a lot of drugs, fuck a lot of people of the same gender, and you know, emerge as an artist.
Yes.
Eventually, you know, she'll have a piece in the MoMA speaking to that generation.
Oh shit. How you feeling, man?
It's up and down, man. It's up and down. It's 22. It's been 2 years since the pandemic started, and it's just been super stressful. I moved. I'm lonely. I'm sad. I'm always thinking about. I'm always in my head, Mike. I'm always in my head. You are. I start spiraling, and I just start thinking about the craziest shit. And sometimes I just feel like I need to talk to somebody.
I know. And if you do need to talk to somebody, you should check out our sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
Connect in a safe and private online environment. It's super convenient.
You can start communicating in under 24 hours.
It's not self-help. It's professional counseling.
Send a message to your counselor anytime.
You'll get a timely and thoughtful response, plus you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions.
All without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you need.
It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available.
Plus, they have licensed professional counselors who specialize in things like depression, stress, anxiety, and other areas.
I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/Asian. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Asian. Mike, when you're watching the porn skis, do you use incognito mode? What's your situation?
I do, man. I fire up that incognito. You know, I don't want anyone knowing what I'm up to. Is that not enough?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to do more things?
It's honestly not enough, and I'll tell you why.
Whoa.
The freaking government, hey, they be spying. Okay, they be spying. You know what I'm saying? Winter Olympics, they be spying. Everybody be spying, and really, the only way to protect your data, your browser history, like what kind of porn you're watching, is through ExpressVPN.
That's right.
When you use ExpressVPN on your phone, computer, whatever, your internet connection is rerouted through a secure encrypted server, so you can surf the web more anonymously without anyone looking over your shoulder. I know that a lot of people think all you gotta do is use incognito mode for no one to be able to see what you're watching, like porn or hentai or whatever it is. But you're wrong. That is not true.
Right. Even if you use incognito mode, your internet provider, whether it's Verizon or AT&T or whoever, can see every single website you visit. And if you live on campus or share Wi-Fi, your network admin, sometimes that's your parents, can too. Now that's kind of scary. That's why we use ExpressVPN whenever we go online, and I recommend all of you do the same. With a single click of a button, ExpressVPN stops others from getting a free license to peek over your shoulder and see all the freaky shit you've been looking at.
I love that they said license to peek, like it's like a shitty James Bond, you know? So protect your privacy today and get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. Visit expressvpn.com/Asian. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/Asian for 3 months free with a 1-year package. Visit expressvpn.com/Asian to learn more.
Parents want you to be so close to you. I remember, my mom, she tried to, when I was moving away to college, she tried to like bribe me to go to a college that was closer to
what was the bribe? What did she offer?
She offered me, she was like, if you go to UC Riverside, I will buy you a new car. And I was like, whoa, this is sweet. I was like, this is kind of...
Why?
What kind of new car?
Was it a 2010 Honda Fit?
Yeah, probably a 2010 Honda Fit. And then I could sell it to FUMI at a small profit later on. Yeah, I just because it was really close to my house, I would have been able to... I think she wanted me not to move away.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm like, it's funny because then you're just... I see why, I get it, and it's like, it's kind of like this movie where there's not really a bad guy. There's no bad guy. It's like his life is a bad guy, I guess. I understand what she's trying to do, and I couldn't do it, and then I moved away. But I get what she was doing there, and it was like, I felt like the magic inside me was draining away because I couldn't, you
Yeah,
know, I was
yeah.
like, this is a lot to put on me, and boy, do I really want a new Civic Si, but like, you know, I can't do this, you know, like it's just too much. Yeah.
Dude, you know what made me sad about Encanto is like, and I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but I feel like, you know, at the end, grandma goes, now I get it. Now I understand you.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's like
That is the...
that's not real.
right, but that's not
Yeah.
real. That
That's
never
the most
happens.
magical part
But,
of the whole
They never have
thing.
that moment.
Right,
No,
so it's
they
like,
don't.
but that's my issue
true.
with that character. I'm not like, I think that it would be so beautiful. That's my issue with the proverbial like immigrant like Asian parent. It's not personally, that's not my parents, but like I see a lot of my friends, you know, a lot of my friends' parents are like that, and it's like because they don't try to understand. There's no like forward movement at all, and so you're stuck.
Yeah.
And so like I think that what makes the grandma a redeemable character in a movie is that there's growth. But
Yes.
like, I think unfortunately, like when people when human beings reach the age of 50, there's just no more growth possible, and
A
so
regression occurs.
100%.
Yeah.
And so like it's so that to me that was the saddest part of the movie is that my friends will never get this conclusion. Nothing close. You know what I mean? It's just an endless
It's so
eternal pressure of
Yeah.
like you're not strong enough. You married the wrong person. Your hair's too curly. It's just
Yeah.
it never
Well,
ends.
How
And
dare
that's
you
hell.
make fun of me?
That's
Yeah.
fucking hell, man.
Yeah, there is not like a nice. That's what's like a nice. What makes it a fantasy is that
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
there's
Makes it a Disney
closure.
movie.
Right, that what makes it a Disney movie is that because you know if it were to be real, the house would be destroyed in Encanto.
Yeah.
Everyone would have to move away, and the grandma would just be like super mad at everybody, you know, and then make a racist comment to Maribel's partner, yeah, or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you know, and the Maribel has to go and become an artist. So that's what's nice about it, and it's like. If we could all get to that place, it feels like it should be easy. It's like, oh, I could just understand from someone else's point of view. But it's like
Yeah, it seems so easy. You're
Right,
right.
it seems like it should be
does
easy,
seem
but it's
so
not.
easy.
It's like
'Cause-
impossible.
Okay, that's interesting you say that because I feel like in other Disney movies, it's a lot of like, oh, and then they met the true love and they married and they lived happily ever after. Which like I know that that's also a fantasy, but like I don't know, we do have people who like meet their soulmates and they get married and they have kids and they're having, you know what I mean? Like it does feel
Yeah.
a little bit more real. But to me, that finding a romantic partner that you want to spend like you want to build a life with is like very, very difficult. But to me, this thing seems easier because it's just like it's a conversation.
It's just like it's a heartfelt
and
conversation.
everybody's already here, right? You don't have to go find this grandma. You don't have to go, you know what I mean? You don't have to- there's no Tinder for grandmas. She's already fucking there. So you just have to talk to them. But it
Yeah.
can't happen. And that's
I-
very frustrating.
I want to compare this with the movie Cinderella, where at the end, the bad guy is literally a dragon, and defeating a dragon with just a sword
Wait, what
way
are you
easier.
talking about? That's not Cinderella.
Oh,
You're talking
Sleeping
about
Beauty. That's a Sleeping Beauty.
I thought it was
Sleeping
about Shrek.
Beauty.
That's
Wow,
Shrek.
Mike. Okay, whoa.
Yeah, my
We
bad.
are really messing up our Disney canon. What?
In Sleeping Beauty, there's a dragon.
Yes.
I would rather fight a dragon than have a heartfelt conversation with my mom. Okay, I would rather do that. I would fight the dragon first.
You know what? Same.
Yeah.
Because
Actually, same.
at least with the
Fight
dragon, like there
talk
is.
to a Dominican grandma or fight a dragon. Come
Yeah.
on, give me a
Absolutely
shield.
No.
I mean, with the dragon, there's a chance, you know, there's a chance.
At least there's a chance with the
You can like
dragon.
stab it real quick or something.
I used to do roast battle, and I'll tell people, I was like, my nana's the only person I'm afraid to roast.
Oh shit! Yes.
Straight up can't.
Oh man.
She's ruthless.
Okay. All right. So we're here with our guest Danielle Perez, and we're going to go into everybody's favorite segment. It is Das Race News. This one is a thinker. All right, it comes from the New York Times, and it's an interesting piece, and it's really big. But I'll read the headline here. It says, "How it feels to be an Asian student in an elite public school." All right, there's a whole bunch of stuff, but the basic kind of background is that there are some elite private schools. These are public schools. These are elite public schools. You have to take a test in New York City to get into them. It's like Brooklyn Tech and Stuyvesant and stuff like that. And
Wait, are they charter schools or
No.
are they just
No.
regular public
They're regular
schools?
public
no,
schools.
they're
Okay.
regular public schools. You do have to test into them.
They're like
so there's
magnets.
No,
yes,
they're not-
exactly.
Well, are they
They're not like
magnets?
magnets.
I don't know.
Magnets, you have
what's a magnet?
You have to, a magnet, I know they have them in California or Los Angeles.
I think it's like...
But you
I think
have
it's
to
like a magnet
test
school.
into them.
Yeah. You have to have like really
But they
good
are public
grades
school.
in your
Yeah.
middle school, and then you have to test into them. And I mean, you know, it's as you can imagine, the sort of percentages are all funky, right? So it says here 63% of the city's public school students are Black and Latino, yet they account for just 15% of Brooklyn Tech's population. Brooklyn Tech being one of the sort of, you know, elite high schools, right? For Asian students, shouts, the percentages are flipped.
Shouts.
Okay, they make up 61% of Brooklyn Tech, although they account for 18% of the public school population. Yeah, and you know, there's a whole bunch of different things. I don't even know where we want to necessarily get started here, but one of the things that they've been trying to do in order to kind of make it more equitable is to like get rid of the testing requirements, right, and like change some of those things. You know, so I would just want to stop before we go on, but like, you know, have sort of like, did you have like a real, like how was your high school system experience like? Did you have to just go to like a regular, oh no, you went to Montessori, right?
I went to Catholic all girls high school.
Aha,
so
yes.
private. So you had to test in, you had to GPA, you had to interview.
Oh my God.
Shit.
Yeah. They did parent interviews and children interviews. My mom, okay, I really wanted to go to Mayfield. Very fancy. Very fancy. My mom straight up threw her interview. She's like,
Really?
we can't afford this. So, you know, if
Wow.
you want other girls. And I found that out, honestly.
How did she throw it? What did she do?
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
She told them. She's like, we can't afford this. Don't accept my daughter.
Did you? I mean, was there? I mean, clearly, because it's a Catholic private school. Was there like a big racial disparity in terms of the population?
You know, okay, so because the high school is like in Los Feliz, it's like right next to where AFI is. So like most of the school was like Filipino,
Oh, interesting.
white, and then like a small Latino and Black population. But it was like pretty mixed.
One of the things that was brought up in this article is that, like, you know, a lot of people do complain that there's like a lot of, you know, there's a disparity and they're trying to get rid of the entrance exams to kind of like even it out. And when you ask, like, a lot of the students, you know, because these, especially in the city, like the population is pretty diverse. They're like, I don't see what the problem is. Like everybody, not like most people here aren't white. You know, that's like sort of a lot of the argument. But I feel like sometimes people forget, like, because one person specifically said, like, I don't know why they use the word segregation here. Like, there's not a lot of white people here. But I feel like segregation is just really like a concept. So you can really, you don't, you know, like, there's two parts of an equation in segregation. And like I guess the first part doesn't always have to be white. Like, you could be Asian and Black. You know what I mean? Like, there's different ways to sort of look at it. And
like
I think
in that school, Asian is like the majority. So
that's the majority for most good public schools. And like, they even talk about here, like in San Francisco, like Lowell is like a high school, I guess. That's like pretty good. And it's like,
Lowell is,
it's like all Asian.
It's like a super Asian-y school. And it says here the San Francisco Board of Education has discarded a merit-based admissions policy and has substituted a lottery at the highly regarded Lowell High School. So like Lowell, big feeder school into all the you know big public schools. Like at Berkeley, a whole bunch of people were from Lowell. I have to say, every time I found out that there was a Lowell student, that somebody I was talking to was a Lowell student, they were so fucking annoying. So I was so I don't know what it is. Like, oh, you're from Lowell? Fucking don't talk to me. Dude. You know, like, I don't know what they're just like.
You're
they're
like,
just
nerd.
too.
They're so
like,
proud.
Get out of here.
I
smoke
swear
some
to God,
J's.
dude. Like, I've met some people who went to Stuyvesant at NYU, which is like another school that's like listed on here, and like they would put that shit on their resumes for jobs, and I'm like, get over it. Get over yourself. It's fucking high school.
There's a school like that in Irvine called Uni. It's so fucking stupid. I'm gonna offend a whole bunch of our listeners. I swear to God, a whole bunch of our listeners went to Uni, but it's called University High School. It's like so they couldn't get into the university fast enough, so they already started calling it university.
Yeah.
It would be like if they called it Harvard High School. You know,
Yeah.
So fucking annoying. But like, it's the same thing. If I met a kid in my college and they weren't from Uni, Jesus, they had like fucking a chip on their shoulder about like, you know what I'm saying? They were just like too, like, they were, and like they happened to be Asian, but I'm pretty sure if I met a white person from Uni, it would be the same fucking thing. It was just like, it's like somebody who's just too obsessed with the high score at Pac-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
High, you know?
School is that important to you, it's like you do know that like you have the whole rest of your life. Like this can't be the peak for you.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
Do you think, okay, so there's a line in here that maybe we can link back to Encanto. There's a line in here about how like some school in Virginia called Thomas Jefferson High School, they're getting rid of, or like their entrance requirements is now a combination of grades and socioeconomic criteria instead of a test. And Asian parents sued them for doing that. And I feel like that's like that grandma move, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I feel
it is like a grandma
for
move.
that Encanto grandma, like for this proverbial Asian grandmother or whatever, these parents who were suing, like their kid, because they came in from China or whatever the fuck, you know, had no money. Now that the kid got into Thomas Jefferson High School, that's the magic, right? That's like the being able to lift the church with one hand. That's like being able to summon flowers or, you know, turn shapeshift or whatever the fuck. That's your magic. And now they're saying like, well, now like we're gonna give magic to other people or whatever. We're gonna make this a little bit more equal.
She's like, no, but the magic is ours.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Yeah,
it's exactly.
I do feel for the parents, you know. I mean, I was just talking a lot of shit about uni and and Lowell, but I sort of get it. I mean, I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird, and you know, it's like I don't know who really is like the bad guy here, because I get why parents are doing that, even though I don't agree with it, you know. And the article, it kind of talks about, you know, how a lot of students, you know, the high school students, they want to see more Black and Latino students in their high schools as well. So there's kind of like a friction already there. Yeah. And I don't know who's the bad guy, except, although, I mean, I will note that in this article, when Thomas Jefferson High School replace the entrance exam, Black and Latino students, their percentages jumped up. Percentage of Asian students declined. White student enrollment also increased. So hey, let's not forget. You know, hey, shouts.
They're sneaking in there.
You know, so it's a bummer, and I don't know what the answer necessarily.
I mean, I think it's, you know, it's systemic racism. It's like if like middle schools and kindergartens are better funded and there's more like equity there, then there should be more equity, you know.
I feel like this is also like the problem with fucking, I'm bringing it back to Encanto because my life is Encanto.
Yep.
Okay, the thing is, these parents who are suing, they're probably just like, this is the only way my kid is going to make it in this country.
Yeah.
Similar to the grandmas, like the magic is the only way they're going to make it in this country. But I've lived long enough to see that like my friends who literally paid $5,000 to go to Ohio State University are now making more money than I am working for Amazon. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like Harvard, you don't have to go to that. Like your kid, if he's smart, you send him to a regular school, they're gonna be fine. And it's so hard for them to understand that they're gonna be fine because of the work that you put in. No matter what you really do, your kids are going to be fine. They're going to be healthy. They're going to be happy. But it's like they can't understand that. You know what I mean? And I think that's some of like the disconnect.
Also, too, if you have enough like resources to sue a school district, I think you have enough resources that you're going to be fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Your kid's fine.
Yeah.
Your kid's already going to be like, do you know who my father is? They're good.
Yeah. Get that lawyer
with that kind of boat shoe energy. They're good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you got a boat shoes, forget it. If you got a lawyer, you know, that's gonna be good stuff. I just want people to just realize, you know, there's some Asian students up in here in this high school. They're trying to do the right thing. Okay. All right. They're feeling the pressure. All right, from grandma, from mom and dad, okay, and they're just trying to do
and from
Encanto,
yeah, Encanto.
Okay. And what do they want to do? Who knows? I don't know what they want to do. They got the rolling backpacks, all right. They're just trying to live their life.
It's so you know, it's like they got it hard. They walking around in a rolling backpack.
They got the rolling backpack. I didn't have a rolling backpack. Fuck that, you know.
I was a real C- student. I did not have a rolling backpack.
Hell yeah, dude. Okay, you think they got rolling backpacks in Euphoria High School? No, they don't. All right.
Oh shit!
Tiny little Telfars.
Oh shit!
Exactly.
That school could benefit from an entrance exam. I think it's a little.
I think you're right. Euphoria High School needs an entrance exam for sure. You know what? I want to see some Asian. I want to see some kids. You know, I want to see a Chloe Park. All right, I want to see.
You know why there's no Asian kids there? Because their parents won't send them. Even in the imagination of that writer, even in his imagination, Asian moms are not sending their kids to
no,
Euphoria.
yeah,
Asian moms said we cannot expose our children to this kind of dress.
We cannot.
These kinds of drugs.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Unless Euphoria High School has an excellent robotics program, no way we're gonna send your kids in there.
Way.
Hell no.
No way.
Let's see how many of you guys got into Stanford. All right, let's just see that. All right. Anyways, shout to the Asian students going to Lowell and Uni and Brooklyn Tech. You know, good luck on whatever. So just try to remember the magic is inside you, and also maybe in the bag that Euphoria High School has. So that's what it's about.
Shout out to Fentanyl. Danielle, thank you so much for doing the podcast. This was so fun. Where can our fans and listeners find you and your work?
Yeah, find me at Diva Deluxe on Instagram and Twitter. No E at the end. And yeah. Oh, if you want to check out the latest season of Curb Your Enthusiasm, you can watch.
What? You're in that
episodes?
Oh,
yeah.
shit!
Hey.
All right, I'm gonna check that out. Did you meet Larry David?
Yeah, I worked with him. All my scenes were with Larry David. I played a network executive.
Isn't he so funny? Isn't he so funny?
Yes, he's so funny.
Wait, by the way, because you have to dispel this for us, because you were actually. Do they have a script or is it just an outline?
It is just an outline. Like literally, my sides were just like beats of a scene, and that's what we did.
I love that.
All improv.
I love that.
That's
so crazy.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, if you want to see some comedians who have not been on Curb Your Enthusiasm, please go to Asian.AsianPod on Instagram. That is me and Mike's joint account. I'm also on there at the FUMI. That's THEFUMI8BE.
And you can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro, and maybe as a fuckable squid in The Sympathizer in a couple of
theaters near you.
Come to HBO Max or whatever.
Come check out our Hack City stand-up comedy show. We're doing one in New York on February 11 at 7:30 p.m. at Union Hall. Doors at 7. Ticket link will be in the episode description. And then also we're doing one in LA, February 26, 8 o'clock at the Airliner. That is in Lincoln Heights. I have no idea where that is, so I hope that's close to you. And I hope that you have a car. And we hope to see you there. It's going to be our first one in LA. So if it's good, we'll keep doing it. If it's bad, it'll be a one-time thing. But we hope to see you there.
I think it's going to be real good.
A good time.
If you have a car, bring it so that FUMI might try to buy it from you.
I'll try to buy it from you. Listeners, if they're trying to sell a car in LA, please hit me up. I would like to buy your cars. And I think
he's in the market for multiple vehicles. At
several
this point.
cars. He's gonna flip them. It's gonna be crazy.
I'm such a car slut. All right, I think that's it. Right?
All right. Okay.
All right.
That's
Anals, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.